Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Heaven and Hell Show. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And so, my name is Terry Aaron. I'm a past pastor. I'm a current minister. I'm a Christian, and I am founding this podcast. This is podcast intro, and we will have many, many more. This is hosted by Have Faith Ministries Incorporated, which we fall under, and this is the method that we're going to handle right now to be able to get the word out to people all over the world. And so it is our desire to have you with us. We'll have podcasts coming up every week, and you'll see it and get a notification if you select that option. So I welcome you today, and I am going to start this out with talking about heaven and hell is a pretty broad subject, controversial subject. And so today I'm just going to call it and talk about afterlife. Afterlife is another term for death, what happens afterwards. Some people believe there's an afterlife. I think most people do, but the ones that don't accept heaven or hell don't know what it's going to be. You see, some of them say it's going to be, they're going to be beamed up. And I love Star Trek, but I don't think they're coming to get me, and I don't believe it. I believe in heaven. I believe in God. I believe in Jesus. I believe in the Trinity. That's the Trinity. And I believe the Godhead. But right now we're going to talk about afterlife. And so after today, after afterlife, this is the intro, as I said, and the next episodes I'll go over them when I talk about this afterlife right now. So one of the points where there's a significant and a kind of a long-lasting intersection that's of interest of philosophers, and we will talk about that with the interests of many people of all kinds and conditions and concerns, the nature and significance of death. How should we understand the mortality of all living things? And closer to home, how should we understand our own mortality? What do you think? It is possible for persons to survive biological death. This is a topic that's occupied both analytic and continental philosophy in the 20th century. And so when the topic of death is ignored, it's hard to reconcile what's going to happen. So if it is ignored or denied in popular culture, philosophers, theologians, social and political critics rail against the anathenic complacency of ignoring one of the most important facts about our lives. There's been books written. There's been one written by Ernest Becker in 1974. It's called The Denial of Death. It might be interesting reading for you. But what is precisely the facts of death? I think it's pretty clear, don't you? We're either alive or we're dead. Now, I will tell you this, that in the Bible, it says that to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. So I'm not going to interject any scripture in this session, just a preview and an overview of what's going to be talked about. So we are going to think about some different points of views here. And you don't know, I know you know that there are any and many of religion's conceptions of an afterlife promising from a philosophical point of view. A lot of denominations don't even believe in death, or don't even believe in Jesus, don't believe there's a heaven or a hell, that you just cease to exist. I don't believe that. So there's going to be 5 sessions in this topic of afterlife. So I'll give you a little overview of them. The first one, we propose that beliefs about death and the possibility of an afterlife are of enduring significance because of our care for persons, the here and now, and thus our concern for the future and our own. So just as it is reasonable to hope that those we love have a fulfilling future in this life, it is natural also to consider whether this life is the only life there is, and if there is a reason to believe that there is an afterlife or a life beyond this life, it would be reasonable to hope that this might involve a new, valuable environment, or at least one that is not hellish in nature. And then we bring forth other reasons why the topic of an afterlife is a philosophically interesting. So in section 2 and 3, we will consider the concept and possibility that the person survived death in light of two substantial philosophies of mind. The first one is called dualism, and the second one is called materialism. And then section 3, that's materialism. I'll explain those in the future podcasts. Section 4 addresses the afterlife in terms of an empirical evidence. And section 5, I give reasons that are advanced for thinking that reasonably of beliefs about an afterlife depends on the reasonability of metaphysical convictions. So, section 1, coming up next week, maybe sooner, will be survival and its alternatives. That'll be the title of the episode. And episode 2 will be the possibility of survival, which is dualism. Section 3 is going to be called objections to the possibility of survival, and that's materialism. And we'll explain what those all mean. Number 4 will be the psychology and near-death experiences. Parapsychology and near-death experiences. So, number 5 is metaphysical considerations concerning survival. And so, I hope you're going to enjoy these episodes coming up. We're broadcasting live from Belleville, Illinois. Our radio station is W9KMS. And so we thank you for being here today, listening. This was a short overview, and if you have any questions, you'll be able to interact with us because you'll be able to call in to our station. You'll be able to ask questions and get answers. And so we'll give you more information at that time. So I'm thanking you for tuning in today, and I just want you to come back. Here's a word from people you know.
We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win, and the others too.
I'm going to step off the limb now. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
I think we need to do a little more all-weather testing. Amen.